Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Rehbar Group of Institutions, Akola. Dear students, I am Tehsin Madam. Now, I am going to explain lesson number 4 of Standard 8th, Current, Electricity and Magnetism. Can you recall which constituents are present in an atom? An atom has same number of positively charged protons and negatively charged electrons. So, an object doesn't shadow any charge through its atom contain charged particle. Therefore, we can say the plenty of electrical charge is filled in the object as around us. What will happen if a glass rod is rubbed on a silk cloth? How does objects get charged? What are static moving charges? Moving charges get transferred from one object to the other. These are negatively charged. Moving negatively charged particles are the electrons. Can this negatively charged be made to flow? Can electricity be made to flow? Likely water flowing from higher to lower level. You have learned that a force will have to be applied to put a stationary object into motion. We get current electricity when the atom in an electrical conductor are made to flow. Next, current electricity. A large current flows when lightning takes place from a cloud to the ground, while sensation is left by us due to microscopically small current flowing to the brain. You are aware of current flowing through wires, electric bulbs and equipment in the house, in the electric cell of a radio or in a car battery. A current is produced by the flow of both negatively and positively charged particles. Electrostatic potential. Water or a liquid flows from a higher level to a lower level. Heat always flows from a body at higher temperature to a body at lower temperature. Similarly, there is a tendency of positive charge to flow from a point of higher electric current level to a point of lower electric current. This electric level deciding the direction of flow of electric charge is called electrostatic potential. Now our next point is potential difference. Similar to the height of a waterfall, the temperature difference of hot and cold bodies, the difference between the potential of 2 points. For example, potential difference is interesting to us. Try this. Take connecting copper wires and connect the circuit as shown in the bulb. Now connect in the same circuit a 1.5 volt dry cell available in the market as shown in figure 4.1b. Now it will be realized from glowing of the bulb that current is flowing in the circuit, electrons in the wire flow due to potential difference between two ends of the dry cell. These flow from the negative terminal of the cell to the positive terminal of the cell. Convectional current flows in the opposite direction and is shown in the figure by the sign of an arrow. We will learn about an electric current later in this chapter. In figure 4.1, there is no current as there no potential difference in the absence of any cell. Current starts flowing in the circuit as soon as the potential difference is applied. This unit of potential difference in SI system is volt V. We will learn about in the next standard. Think about that. Think about it. How can we measure water from emerging from a pipe? We can feel it from the amount of water liters coming out in a specific time period. How can it is the electric current measured? We have seen that the electric current is produced due to the flow of charged particle. Electrical charge flowing through a wire in the 1 second can be called unit current. The SI unit of electric current is coulomb per second or ampere. So 1 ampere is equal to 1A is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second is equal to 1 C upon S. Electric current is scalar quantity. Now, electric cell. A source is required to measure a uniform flow charge in a circuit. Such a general device is an electric cell. Various types of electric cells are available today. These are used in a range of machines from wristwatches to submarine. Out of this, you must be aware of solar cell. The main function of various electric cell is to maintain a constant potential difference between its two terminals. The electric cells work on the electric charge to maintain a constant potential difference, about which you will learn later. Let us learn about the electric cell that are currently in use. Now, dry cell. The dry cell are used in our radio sets, wall clocks and torches. These are available in 3 or 4 sizes. The construction of dry cell is as shown in figure 4.2. Try this. This is the figure of dry cell. Take a lead dry cell and remove its outer coating. Inside you will find a whitish metal layer. This is the zinc Zn metal layer. This is the negative terminal of the cell. Now carefully break open its layer. There is another layer inside. An electrolyte is filled between these two layers. The electrolyte contains negatively charged and positively charged ions. These are the carriers of electricity. The electrolyte is a wet pulp of zinc chloride ZnCl2 and ammonium chloride NH4Cl. There is a graphite rod at the center of the cell. This is positive terminal of the cell. A paste of manganese dioxide MnO2 is filled outside the rod. Because of the chemical reaction of all these chemicals, electrical charge is produced on the two terminals, graphite rod and zinc layer, and an electric current flows in the circuit. Yes, this is the zinc rod, electrolyte, manganese dioxide MnO2. Here the positive cover. This is the divisor and carbon rod. ये negatively terminals. This is a figure of dry cell. Due to the wet pulp used in this cell, the chemical reaction processed very slowly. Hence, a large electric current can not be obtained from this. Compared to electric cell using liquids, the shelf like dry cell is longer. Dry cell are very convenient to use as these can be held in any direction with respect to the ground and can be used in mobile instruments. Dear students, we will learn the next topic on the next period. So watch our Rehbar channel, watch the all science videos, like it, share it and subscribe to your friends. Thank you.